Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here tonight at Final Show Films. My name's Jack, and I've had the privilege of playing with these folks for some years now. I hope you enjoy watching as much as I enjoy being here. And if you want to support us in making more of these types of stories, you can contribute at our Patreon over at patreon.com/fsfilms. I also want to thank our $25 tier supporters currently, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Drevian Alexander, and Elle. I hope you have a good time while we watch whatever drama is about to unfold. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
And we're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Changeling the Lost in Grove or Green, the World of Darkness Chronicle that we're running here at Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I'm your storyteller for this evening, and I'm joined by some fantastic people tonight. A plant from an industry plant from the wrestling industry, Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Megan Lansing, Ferris Draconic.
I see where this is going.
And industry plant from the JRPG industry, Sen.
I'm Sen. I'm playing Akujin Kamiya, the ogre metal flesh blood brute.
So excited for
An industry plant from the theatrical industry, Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, Beast Wingling.
An industry plant from the anime industry, Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I am playing Alana, the Ferris dancer.
An industry plant from the wargaming industry, William Orshani.
Okay, interesting. Hi, I'm William O'Shani, and I'm playing Theodore Flanagan, the Ogre Gristle Grinder, and Spring Sovereign.
And last but not least, an industry plant from the academic industry, Mara.
I'm not in academics anymore. That's incorrect.
That's exactly what an industry plant would say.
That's true.
I was looking up weird facts before this, so you know. Including that apparently you can sort of age a whale by rings in its earwax, which is a very fun one that I really like. I'm playing with Wizened Oracle.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich. Please hold your politicians accountable and keep their feet to the fire. And this stream is not currently powered by Sirenscape. But
and everyone, welcome to
last time in Baltimore.
2023.
Look, nobody should be in charge of government if their favorite hobby is stroking out on national TV. Last time in Baltimore, the Motley Unlikely celebrated the aftermath of Phage's crowning as the Vernal Sovereign, and Alana did her best to make a good impression on the remaining members of the Motley she hopes to join. Phage appointed a number of changelings to official offices, as it were, within the Court of Spring, while Akujin spoke with one John Coffin about acquiring a premises for his entitlement, the Squires of the Broken Bow, who he's planning on starting some level of training camp, home base, headquarters, command center for. It's a lot of words all in one place. Alana also put on a private performance for Lark, Megan, and Liz that was unfortunately cut short by the voice of her keeper part way. And while Alana was ushered to safety in the aftermath, Liz stayed behind with Lark's boyfriend, Barnaby Grange, to try and learn more about the terrifying manifestation. And as the vehicles from the evening each arrive at their respective destinations, carrying various passengers to places of hopefully rest and repose, the radio inside clicks on. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single murderer who enters the day empty-handed must be in want of a knife. Tools can be found aplenty for those who know where to look. Tools of anger, of fear, of grief, and yes, of desire. And the application thereby needs wisdom of the task at hand to either sate the heart or to fright the soul. But we pick up at the exterior of the crack house, where I believe was stated to be the destination for the car that has Alana in it.
Nope.
As well.
No.
Nope. You were going to nope.
We were going to Lark's.
You were going to Lark's place.
Yep.
To the exterior of Lark's mansion, left to her by the deceased Adele Elizabeth Hamilton, and one of the fancier dwellings owned by a member of the Keyhold of Baltimore, and a vehicle with Lark, Megan, and Alana inside, I believe, pulls to a park in the garage.
I am hopping out and I am doing a walk around the building.
Okay, give me a wits and
Making
composure.
sure that we are
It's dark out,
secure.
so you're at a -2.
All right.
Lark will stay with Alana as she does that.
With composure, -2. 1.
One success. Okay.
Yep.
Making your way around the perimeter of the mansion. It's a little hard to pick out much in the way of anything alive. The entire premises seems reasonably quiet. There's a faint burst of activity as a cat in one of the garbage cans in the alley out back makes its way out from its shelter. Didn't seem to be actually scavenging, just hiding in the space between. But other than that, nothing particularly startling or worrisome that you can see currently. With that one success, however, I will say you do notice on the garbage cans, they're city provided, set out periodically for waste management to collect.
Right.
They each have ID numbers on them, and one of them says 2888.
I am grabbing something from my pocket to pluck that out without grabbing it.
Wait, so you're doing what now?
Wait, sorry, the brain. The actual
trash
Never
can
mind.
has
Ignore
that
me. I thought
painted
it
on
said
it as its
something
ID number.
inside. Never mind.
No. Mm-mm.
I am taking a picture of that then.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'm sure it's not going to matter, but I am making sure that we also get the phone number for the company in charge of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll be following up on that later.
Okay.
But yeah, no immediate threats. I'm coming back around and we're good.
But yeah, no, with one success, other than that, that's all you really notice. There's a level of, as a changeling, sometimes things shift or alter in your perception where the mask peels back for you, not for necessarily anybody else nearby, sometimes not even for other changelings that might be in your company. But other than those sort of very normal, minor situations in reality, it seems like everything's going okay right now.
All right. Yeah, come back around. We're good. We might want to with your, and I'll just show you photo.
Awesome.
Probably just a random sign.
I doubt it.
I mean, not a coincidence, a random sign. In other words, it's probably not directly related to the
I doubt it.
people who are in charge of it, but important to look into.
All right, let's get Alana inside.
Yep.
Are you good to go?
I'm good.
She'll look
You're
Alana.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Others should be meeting us soon.
Were we
I-
told to meet you guys there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There was a group
Some-
text sent out. Basically, everybody meet
Megan.
at the mansion, right? By Megan. Yep.
Gotcha.
I can I go take a shower real quick?
Absolutely. Yeah. Here, and like she'll take her upstairs and she'll point out which bedroom will be Alana's, and like, yeah. Do whatever you need to do, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Alana, coming into the mansion, you are quickly made aware this is a large floor plan. You've got all the main rooms down on the first level: dining room, living room, den, kitchen. There's a small study. You see a closet that looks like a stairwell that goes down to a basement. Upstairs, there's no fewer than 5 separate bedrooms, a couple of offices, a small library. This is a big house. And as you're getting your stuff ready, there's a faint meow as a mostly white cat pads around and kind of looks up at you in a somewhat evaluatory perspective.
She'll squat down and offer a hand.
Give me a presence in Animal Ken.
Oh boy. Yeah, because I okay. Well, at least I have good presence.
You can spend willpower if you're really intent on making friends with the cat.
I'm good. 0 successes.
Okay, not particularly. There's a faint sniff, ears flick a little bit, and then he just turns and walks back out.
That's fair.
At this point, via whatever means of transit you have, pretty much everybody else arrives and begins to descend upon the former Hamilton mansion.
Liz, would you be driving the Jeep?
No, actually, I would have let you drive.
All right.
Oh, and I forget, was there a request for Barnaby to attend as well, or no?
Yeah.
I believe Barnaby
Okay, I
said he was
thought
going to
there-
take
I-
this.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
I thought Barnaby
yeah.
was actually Liz's ride over, but
Yeah.
we can hand wave that if you'd rather.
I mean, whichever. Doesn't matter.
That works. Yep.
Okay.
Don't forget, Butterfly was also at the
Yes.
gallery. Don't leave her.
Oh yeah. No, she would have strung along with Liz, definitely.
Just at the end of the night, leave figure like, what the fuck do I do with you?
I want biscuits.
Where do you live? In a house, duh.
Note to Lark to do that at some point.
just
Leave
drop
it.
Butterfly off as
Yeah.
a
Wow.
surprise
wow.
babysitting victim,
Yes.
Social experiment.
right? Butterfly wanders up to the office. Hi, I'm babysitting you. Leaffinger's like, what the fuck? Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Barnaby, Liz, and Butterfly all wander in. Akujin, you're there as well. And then Phage.
I'm
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna circle the block. If I'm by myself,
Okay.
then I'm gonna circle the
Yep.
block in the Jeep before parking, just to keep an eye out for anything weird happening.
Give me a wits and composure -2.
Also, while driving over, I would have just been making a few calls to anybody that wasn't. If there's anybody that I distinctly know wasn't at, either wasn't at the commons tonight or left early. I'd want to make calls to them while I was driving over, just to make sure that they're okay and let them know to keep an eye out. Things are being weird right now.
So pretty much the entire keyhold was definitely there. I'll say, yeah, no, you can't really think of anybody who was absent, and hardly anybody left in any fashion that would have been considered early. Everybody at
Okay.
least stuck around for the coronation
Good. Okay.
ceremony.
Then yeah, just checking around the block real quick.
Okay. Yep. Wits and composure -2 then.
I do have my headlights, obviously, if that helps at all with that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nope. You're still on the standard there because everything sort of weighs out after dark. Unless you specifically have like night vision goggles or something.
Hang on. It's been a while. Let me check and see what
I have a quick
Conveniently in the
question
glove box.
Yes. What for Liz?
for Holly. How much or has Lark changed the decor and stuff at all as we like step in? Because I don't think Liz has really been here.
She has changed it some.
Okay.
It's kind of a mesh
Oh, sorry.
of like
need to do that
her
again.
own style and some of Adele's stuff still there.
Okay. Cool.
So she's found like a good medium, like between the two.
Yes,
Mhm.
I forgot to put the
Okay.
minus 2 in.
Nah, you're all good. Yep. So yeah, going around, the neighborhood seems fairly quiet. Nothing really jumps out.
Yeah,
And
circle,
eventually you
then park.
make your circles, park, and you don't see any pedestrians, which for this time of night is not unusual at all. You're pushing, honestly, you guys are probably pushing almost 2 a.m. at this point.
Grab my he's taken to carrying his sword and like a HEMA official scabbard, which is basically just like looks almost like a pull cue case, but says HEMA on the side of it very clearly, much longer than a pull cue case typically is. Slings that over his shoulder, goes inside.
Until the last of us are here, I'm gonna be waiting outside at the front door, just outside the front door.
Bouncer position.
Yep.
Yeah. If like not everybody's here, I'll hang out with you outside too.
Go to one of the other doors just to make sure.
Yep. Just pull a cigar out, light it, start walking.
Yep.
Okay. Paige. Did you grab Paige on your way out?
Absolutely.
Or okay.
I'm not leaving.
I mean, she's got her own ride. She didn't ride in with you, I don't believe. So she's got options. But if you go and find her, she'll absolutely be. She's coming down off her drunk for the evening. But she's still got a little bit of a sway. Yeah, where are we going? What's
We're gonna head over to Lark's place to sort of meet and talk about everything that came up. You were standing next to me when I was talking with everyone else about all of
I was
stuff going down.
Does Lark know?
She's the one that had the vision.
No, I mean that because she's kind of been off, and
She
that everybody's
people to come over.
Okay, all right. No, that's yeah.
I like the idea that Lark just goes home, and then everybody just shows up.
Hi.
Yeah.
We heard there was shit.
But particular thing first.
Yeah.
We don't know what kind of danger's going around and who it's aimed at. Please stay safe. Always.
She kind of reaches out and pats you on the shoulder. I will definitely be very careful to watch out for nobody knows what.
Just try not to be on your own too often.
Do you promise the same?
Absolutely. Even if it's just the two of us.
Okay. Well, I do have to work and things and stuff, but I will do my best to make sure that
All right, let's get going.
Okay. You guys
I worry, and I don't want anyone else to be lost to whatever fucking machinations exist on the other side of the hedge.
Yeah, no, that's since I've been in on the secret, there's been enough subtext and sometimes actual text to give me an idea of what sort of things are out there and what can happen. And no, that doesn't sound like anything anybody would ever want to see more of. Give me a wits and empathy. -2.
It's an empathy. And success.
Paige is definitely doing her very best to comfort and reassure you in all of this. And while she operates being, a fairly low level, but still an active member of the employee base at City Hall, you've never seen her politic you before. And despite all of the various vectors and forces at play in your new position, you don't feel like that has changed for her. But there's a shadow that drifts over her face just briefly. She doesn't seem to notice. It doesn't register visually for her. And you blink and there's nothing around that would have cast that. It doesn't resemble a particular shape or anything. There's just a shift in the light for a very brief moment.
I'm sorry if I'm being overprotective. I'm just getting bad omens.
We should watch season 2 of that.
That's good omens.
Yes. Train of thought. Switching tracks.
I get you. But first, we need to go meet with
right. Yeah. No. Let's check in with the rest of the gang, and yeah. Mm-hmm. And the two of you drive over. And as you pull up, you see Megan standing at the front door, and just the tail end of Akujin wandering around to the side entrance.
Your stateliness.
Fuck. It's gonna be a new one every time.
Oh, I've made a list in my head.
How long does it get?
I will adapt on the fly too.
It's never ending.
Paige gives a little mock curtsy and holds out her hand to you, Megan. Retainer,
Yes.
royal consort, asking for admittance to the domicile.
By all means, milady.
Paige just absolutely just puts a hand to her forehead, like, what the fuck did I just do?
And she hooks an arm with you, Phage, looks up at you. Let's go, bitch.
Thank you. She walks in.
Once everybody's in, because that's the last.
That would be the last with, Akujin ducked off to the side, but you assume Akujin knows what's up.
I text Akujin, everybody's here.
I'll finish a circuit and then come in.
Yep.
Okay.
Come inside, lock the door. Lark, do you have security? Cameras? Anything like that?
Did Adele? I'm sure Adele had some form of security.
Yeah,
Okay.
she did.
Yeah.
All right.
100% Adele had some form of security. Actually, honestly, with Adele, either she has really extensive security or none at all, because it's all a dream and inevitable.
So here's the funny thing. If I remember it correctly, she didn't have security to start. And then Akujin showed up and she got fucking security.
I'm pretty sure there was, yes. Mm-hmm.
So
that
both are
does
true
ring
there.
a bell.
Kitchen walks in the house and there's just like a red mark on his forehead.
Where did those turrets come from?
I was gonna say she sprang for machine gun turrets?
He looks at the sniper and just goes, "Do it."
take the shot.
Normally, it's not the
Alright.
person being aimed at saying take the shot.
So, everybody is inside Lark's house. All in one spot.
One grenade will kill us all.
Not me.
Well, no, it would
Um,
take a couple grenades because, like, Alana's coming out of the shower and that's it. But, you know.
Fair.
Liz is perched in one of the couches in the den area, I think. Probably.
Just outside fireball range.
So, what the actual fuck?
Alana, this is when you come downstairs. Probably hair still wet and everything.
Oh yeah, no, she's done a very wet braid, like very simple white nightgown.
So which version of what the fuck are we on right now? Because it seems like there's a couple of different axes.
That's what I was about to ask.
From the other room, you hear Butterfly go, "What the fuck, 17? Revenge of the Pizza Delivery Boy."
I've seen that porn.
Revenge?
Yeah, it's got a whole storyline to it. Anyways, but no, so where do we start?
Okay,
'Cause I feel like a lot of shit just happened.
let me start with what I told Phage this evening, which involves the eights. So Barnaby gave me this potion for me to drink.
He gives you a
The-
thumbs up from across the room.
Yeah. It was supposed to make my dreams like more lucid. And I ended up in a stone oval. And every time that I made a noise or I walked, every time there were vibrations of some form, images would appear on the wall. And some of them were faceless. I always saw myself in them. And I always saw myself protecting other changelings or members of our motley. And it seemed to be, there seemed to be a lot of traitors, is what I noticed from these images. Because every time there was one of them that I was stopping somehow.
I suppose it would be too much hope that any of those traitors were the people whose faces you saw.
No, I only saw my face and a few of us from the motley. That was it.
Ooh.
Give me a wits and occult with that question. Or sorry, intelligence and occult for Lark.
Okay. 2.
2 successes. Thinking back on it, most of the imagery you saw, there was very little identifying features about any of the perpetrators of any of the violence.
Mhm.
Like for instance, the sniper on the roof, that sort of thing. The main things that actually had some level of personification to them were the victims, who were frequently members of your motley.
Mhm.
Or there was also that scene with the crowd where you had been performing and were seeing images.
Oh, I
Those
forgot
sort of
that one.
right, those sort of threatening figures looked much more to be like iconic representations of danger, not actual individuals that you would recognize.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, some of them were more representations of danger.
Like what?
Metaphorical stuff.
Like
Who?
they weren't that specific, plus. But in the room that I was in, there was something written in the stone. And that's where 8 comes into play.
That prophetic poetry. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find it right now.
I've got it memorized if you want me to repeat it at this point.
Yes, please.
Speak, King and Queen Ogion. How many missing from Avalon? 8 and 8 and another 8. All best returned by candlelight. If the mount be swift and spurs be bright. How many huntsmen there have we? None of the holds dare come and see.
Fuck me.
Barnaby's listening with rapt attention at this recitation.
Is that so?
Pass.
I forget if I already rolled on this, but does that mean anything to me?
You can roll intelligence and occult if you want.
Can I also do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
anybody who's there, especially if you haven't yet, if this is the first time you're hearing it,
Yeah.
feel free.
Barnaby, can I trust you to make sure that that prophecy gets this way to John Coffin as well?
1 success.
Oh, I can get it to the whole court.
Please do. I want to know. I want to know every ounce of it that we can.
That's a
was
chance
so
roll for
close.
Megan.
I was so close to a success.
Oh, you so were.
So fucking close. God damn it.
All right. For Akujin, what you would pull out of that, those last 2 lines feels like a taunt. They're boasting in their strength, and holds honestly sounds like this is written or communicated by someone who is aware of the at least broad strokes of the structure of normal changeling society and is calling changelings out specifically, not just anybody. With 2 successes for Liz, there's any number of significances that can be drawn from the numerical side of things. 24. 24 is a big one. 8 is a common factor and sometimes has some significance. 3 is a very sort of mystical number in a lot of traditions and that sort of thing. There's also attention that might well be paid to, you've got a couple proper nouns, Ogian, Avalon. It's very difficult to sort of scholastically or academically catalog anything on the Arcadian side of reality, such as it is. But if there's stories, that would definitely be a place to look into and see if you can learn more about if there's any records of beings who style themselves in this manner. And the other thing for you is that there's a reference to time. Best returned by candlelight. That's a particular time of day. You would assume probably somewhere around whatever time of day where artificial lighting sort of becomes necessary. So there's something about sunset, evening, dark,
somewhere around dusk
arrival, right?
The nighttime is the right time.
That might be functional for either this particular effort or these particular beings, something that way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the overt stuff there is pretty clear, right?
Aye.
No.
There's a threat of huntsmen coming from the far side of the hedge.
To get some people,
either prey, captures, kills, but missing from Avalon tends to make me think they're looking for prey.
Is a challenge. They're specifically challenging us to stop them.
Past present, future. There's 3 8s, and
Could
Yeah,
be 3 different.
I'm not.
There were
I'm not
there was
missing that. I'm not missing the symbolism of rather than just 24, 3 instances of 8.
also names. I could
Could be.
look.
Go ahead.
I got an apprenticeship with Tag.
Very nice. You're
Congrats.
now training for the College of Worms.
I could look up the names.
Yeah. King and Queen of Ogion. The region of Avalon.
I mean, Avalon's an island.
Oh. For the
King
Fae,
Arthur.
it's
Yes, for there's historic.
It's a part of
but that doesn't
Arcadia.
mean-
But
yeah.
I mean, he's sort of like, he holds up 2 hands and just like claps them together. And he just, Akushин being his perfect self at getting ideas across.
Yeah, one
Avalon
and the same, yeah.
Arthurian stuff.
Which
the
has its roots
your
in Fae.
phone. Liz pulls out your cell phone, Alana, and will hand it back to you.
Thank you.
88 is when it started, the sound interruption.
Right.
Rats from the other side.
Also, I hold
Lasted
out my
4
phone with the
seconds.
picture.
Above board, I will remind Liz of the 8 that she saw in her Panamancy.
Yeah.
What was the image on the
Where's
phone?
that? Asking Megan.
Oh, that's right outside.
What? Okay.
One of my trash cans.
Relax.
What's the specific image on the trash can lid?
It's like the number is
2888.
Yeah, it's like trash
Yeah.
can. You know, they're tracking the trash cans they've put out in the city. This is number 2888.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's significant. No, I don't think it means we're under immediate threat.
No, but the repetition of the repetition of the number sequence adds emphasis.
888 could mean separating it out like that. Could mean 8 changelings, 8 humans, and 8 something else.
Possibly.
It's also a toll-free number, isn't it?
Yes, 1888 is the toll-free area code.
I have no idea if that makes any difference or not, but
That I think is probably just coincidence, but fair point.
the reason I bring it up is because the other side thinks so fucking strange and weird. It could, like, for all we know, the next time one of us calls a toll-free number, we get taken or something. I don't know.
hourglass.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, legitimately speaking, we use communication devices weirdly. Fucking my name is blank, my brain is blanking on the name. DJ Utzel is one of ours. The Fae can do weird shit too.
Yeah, by the way, they were kind of fucking weird tonight, weren't they? I say thumbing towards the driveway.
That voice on the radio wasn't DJ Utzel this time around.
They use
DJ
different
Utzel's
voices.
voices had changed.
Liz, what about hourglasses?
You. She pulls out the necklace that you gave her. It's an 8. Shape 8 and an hourglass, 2 equal halves.
There's a lot of symbolism going on.
Yeah,
Well,
a lot,
Alana
probably
just
too
kinda-
much. We can't get lost.
Alana just kind of sits
No,
against
yeah,
the wall.
If we try too much, it's where we're gonna get paranoid and we're gonna go down directions where we're afraid to call
And
a toll free
that's
number.
probably that intent.
Or as an example.
Yeah. You'd probably not be looking.
'cause we can
above
take
the 8s
this-
with an 8.
We can pull this thread further and say that an 8 is just an infinity sign on it sideways, and they're looking for everybody who's ever escaped.
Do
I
you
mean, they
have
are,
more of the
but-
potion?
No, I drank the whole thing.
Barnaby, think you can make another?
But
Would take a few weeks, and I'd have to. Don't know if I have that much credit built up. I can look into it.
Liz would like to see if they could get their hands on one.
do I think, out of character, do I think there's a way to get back there? Through
Give me an intelligence and occult. Do you have any specialties in dreams or
yeah,
like
I
that,
have
that sort
a
of thing?
specialty in investigation of dreams.
Mm,
That would count.
yeah, I'd say that you could use your
Let's see.
specialty on this.
Does
one.
our
Okay.
local Oneiromancer have a specialty in dreams? Let's find out.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Intelligence occult, and then what is the specialty get me again? This is just
Plus one.
Extra one die.
Yep.
Okay.
mhm.
Yeah. All right. 3 successes.
Conceivably, this is a place that you would definitely be able to learn more about if you were present, most likely. You would probably, the easiest way to try would be to do a ride along effectively with Lark.
Yeah.
Because Lark's the only one who's been there.
Yep.
And you may also want to ask Barnaby more about exactly what this potion was and did. Because the idea of, the idea of giving a changeling something that effectively says, here, this will help you lucid dream, is effectively the same as trying to find a meal that's going to help a human breathe oxygen. So obviously there's something more going on here if there was an actual magic going on, and Barnaby just hasn't either taken the time or been asked, or there's more here that you could learn though.
If I could travel along with you there may be more. I want to know what's in the potion.
I mean, she'll look at Barnaby. If we're able to get another, maybe.
I mean, if they're still selling what I needed to make it, and if I can wrangle stuff together, I mean, that was not a cheap endeavor.
You want to run us down the ingredient list?
Well, we needed a couple of substances that there was fall line earth, there was rainwater essence that had been filtered through a memory sieve, there was several species of insect that metabolize dream energy from the hedge. There were a few active soul fragments that had been weathered under a triple full moon.
Are these things you can get from a goblin
he
market?
just goes down. He goes down a number of things that are that obviously, he went to the goblin market and bargained away for, and a number of things that are very specific that some of you have never even heard of before. It is a yard-long laundry list of things that went into this. And then he starts going into some specifics about how they were processed over the course of about a 3-week period. That
I'm gonna try to cut in at some
yeah,
point.
no,
like,
like I mean,
he's got this stuff down.
Oh, Phage has been writing it down.
Like, well, no, can we just write it down and move on? Because I don't know if this is...
Yeah, absolutely. He'll give you as much as he can. It's a very specific particular process.
Phage will write a copy of the entire list and then take a picture of said copy just to have it on digital, and then hand the paper copy to Liz.
So on the subject of what to do about it.
I mean, first things first, based on that, I feel like we have to assume that there are. I mean, we already assumed this, but now I think we need to assume there's a lot more than we thought before.
Poachers.
People probably within our freehold.
Yeah.
Who are not safe to be around. Let's just put it that way.
If there's a danger of huntsmen coming from the hedge, there's probably a danger of privateers already here.
Absolutely. So that needs to be dealt with. And on that note, speaking of which, or strictly related to that, since that thread is much more clear, Fage, I don't think you should ever be without somebody who can help protect you.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
Even if it's someone just sitting outside the door.
Much as I hate this particular implication, I do have a bit of a target on me.
Very much so.
So, on the subject of defense, Akajan just pulls the sword off his back and just plants it down in front of him. I'm in the process of building up a chapter house for the Squires of the Broken Bow.
Dope.
We're gonna be. I'll need some help with funding to get the actual building that I'm needing, but if y'all can help me
Just
with
tell
that,
me how much you need.
I'll give you. Once I give it a hold of John Coffin again, I'll let you know. But once we have the building, I'm acquiring I found a building that I'm going to acquire that's right next to a trod for training purposes. Once I've got some squires in the order, I'll make sure that it's our sort of standing order to keep an eye out for any activity as far as privateers or huntsmen go. We could probably once the organization is actually functional, we could probably spare some folks to be bodyguards, but largely I think what I'm going to be doing is keeping an eye out for anyone that needs to be dealt with immediately.
I have very little doubt as to your ability to attract people who are like-minded to you, but if it is not somebody from this Motley, we are not protecting Phage well enough.
There's going to be...
I don't trust anybody outside.
That's fair. That's also why I'm going to make sure that there is a binding oath on the squires. No one's going to join the squires, and thus no one's going to be doing bodyguard work unless they have an oath, a very tightly bound one.
Alana's just going to raise their hand.
What's up, sweetie?
I'm piecing some things together. Am I a target?
We all are.
No more or less than you would be anywhere else.
Pretty much. I'm as far as bigger targets than most. I have the crown of the Vernal Sovereign, which makes me a larger one. The rest of you, as much as any other changeling would be, I don't think huntsmen really
slightly
care about
more.
the rules
We
of
are
motleys.
Slightly more. We are in your motley.
Fair, but I don't think huntsmen really care about motleys.
Less about motley and more that we are in your motley.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're your closest allies. You want to weaken a ruler, you take out their closest allies.
To answer maybe a touch more, but you are also in a safer, being with this group, you're in a safer place. So kind of balances out.
I'm not appointing myself a claviger. There needs to be an air of resilience. I'm not going to look weak enough to be appointing an official bodyguard to myself.
Absolutely not. That's also why it being within the motley
exactly
helps, because then they're not bodyguards or motleys.
In addition to funding, actually, I could also use some help with wording the oath.
I can certainly help with that.
I'm not the best. I don't know. I don't even fucking know what the word is. Person that comes up with oaths.
I've sort of been the Motley
Lawyer.
Pledge crafter for a while now.
Pledge crafter. That's it. What was that, Jack? You muted.
Oh, just
Oh.
lawyer.
Oh,
Yeah, lawyer.
I've got one of those.
I don't.
I mean, listen, if he was the Changeling, he'd be a real good he'd be a real good blood crafter. Maybe we should kick him into Arcadia for a bit and then pull him out.
Tie a rope around.
Just go dunking for changelings.
Absolutely terrible.
Thing is, they're actually like, I don't know if it exists in first edition, but second edition, they actually have a word for people who went into the hedge but didn't actually go full on into becoming a changeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, Taurus.
No, Fey touch.
so defensive stuff, I think we're starting to get a grounding on.
And
At
also,
least for the immediate vicinity, like the next few days, I think we should all at least double up, not be by ourselves at any particular time. Odds are no problem, but like at least for a couple days.
has Alana, because I missed an episode, has Alana actually joined the Motley at this point?
Not yet.
No.
That's one of the
Nope,
things
not
we need
yet.
to do is get
Yeah.
the pledge done.
So then following that up, do we want to make this official? I see nodding towards Alana.
Are we good to?
Look over across the rest of the group. I haven't spoken with everyone twice, but I've spoken with a couple of you once.
I
Everyone
mean,
still...
I put one hand up. I'll put two hands up at this point for it.
Mark will put a hand up for it.
I'll put a hand up for it.
Still interested?
Yeah.
List just nods.
All right.
All right, so that's on the agenda for tonight.
If people have willpower to spend, you can definitely do that right now if you want.
Yep.
Yep.
Got it to burn.
Yep.
I've got two.
I think I've got two. Let's see.
What are we spending willpower on right now?
To activate the pledge again to bring one more
Gotcha.
person into
Yeah.
the Motley.
I feel like I wrote
Okay.
down the Motley Pledge at one point and I cannot find it.
It's in my character
Like
sheet.
I wrote down
I'll tell you
I
in a
had the
second.
rules in the collected notes document. I feel like I wrote down the wording.
Yeah. Hang on. Where is it? That's the summer. That's the freehold.
I've
or
got the
freehold.
details on it. I don't have the actual oath.
Yeah,
part.
no, I don't know if anybody actually wrote down
Oh, wait, no.
words for it at any given
I
point.
definitely did not.
Me either.
Well, fortunately, the Motley Pledge is a little bit more informal.
Yeah, no, actually, I don't.
But you can hand wave that if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody spend a willpower. And Alana, you can add a dot of resources and a dot of empathy to your character sheet for as long as you're a member of this Motley.
Actually, the Blessing of Resources is +2.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yeah, we don't have we have +1 empathy, +2 resources.
Somebody's probably going to find their next couple auditions reasonably successful.
Probably.
I'm I'm gonna text John Cotton or Carpenter.
Coffin.
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 John Carpenter is a completely different thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can text John Carpenter, I will put him in this game. I don't give a fuck.
I will text John
Fuck
Coffin.
yes.
I'm just gonna text John Coffin. Funding acquired. Let me know what we need.
Did you give him the address you were looking at?
Yeah. I think I already
Okay.
talked to him about it.
All right. He will text back after a few minutes. Basically, I'll go look at the property tomorrow. Effectively.
Yeah.
All right. So we've covered some defensive. We'll probably have to do more and adjust as time goes on.
I've been fortifying the hollow.
Awesome.
Too.
I'd like to see that in the morning.
It's really hard to see now.
Because of the darkness.
Jack.
No, because of your chores.
Jack.
Yeah.
Am I remembering correctly in that in order to like cultivate a trod to a certain degree of usability, you have to go in and out. You have to basically spend time in it, like go into it, spend time in it, etc.
Yeah, no. If you're trying to forge a trod, basically means you travel from one point to another through the hedge consistently over the course of several seasons.
Yeah. So, what could I do to start the one that's across the street from the location? What could I do to start organizing that into a usable training area?
I mean, that's mostly going to be people and time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then he'll also bring it up. Slight sidebar to that. I will need assistance also prepping the training area that I'm going to be using.
All right.
Like I said, it's a trod just across the street from the location of what's going to be the chapter house. So I just need people to help with that.
Like set stuff up, manual labor stuff.
Not really manual labor stuff, just taming it, I guess is the best word for it. I want to make it so that people that go in there, it's going to be dangerous no matter what. It's the hedge.
Shaping, yeah.
Curb stomp all the nasties. Got it.
Curb stomp the nasties that we don't want there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, defensive stuff covered, other than some of us are going to have to get on fight practice detail again.
I feel like that's directed at me.
Not just at you, but yes. Only because we've already worked on it. So that's where my mind first goes. But what about offense? We can't just be defensive about this. We need to be proactive. We need to find some traitors out there.
I'm working angles that I can with the rest of the courts. I've got people heading to try and build bridges and also try and get information and goodwill going. Summer is going to be probably working with Autumn's Rangers. And they've got the information on the issue at hand.
We just need a target.
Yeah.
How many people know?
As many as they're going to need to know, which is going to be most of them. We're not hiding this shit. That's how people get killed.
That also tells them that we're looking for them.
There's a difference between yes, we want everybody to know that there is a threat out there. We don't necessarily want everyone to know that we are scouring the ranks of the freehold for potential traitors.
That, not necessarily. But that there is danger, people need to know that.
I think we need to take a real hard look about Springwise at Mbeko They were acting real sketch tonight, doing some invasive things with some humans at the party.
Yeah, I let Leafinger know, and also had we had Diego keeping an eye
Yeah.
on him.
I'm not saying a lot of us do that, and as much as I don't like it, it's technically not illegal.
Yeah,
Was.
also not a good look though for the for the security team to be walking
No.
around in the middle of a event.
Yeah.
What
We
did I
we
miss?
need one of a spring courtier, Mimbeku, part of the security team, was pulling Lammer in a perhaps invasive way. So
I mean, Barnaby interjects. Everybody knows here. You can just say it. Somebody was grabbing Glamour and getting real rapey about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair enough. But yes,
Leafinger brought them in last season.
of course it did. Who else would it be?
Yeah. I had asked Leafinger what their purpose was in bringing the High Thunders in. I got the political answer, but it at least gave me some information.
No. Diego's part of the High Thunders, so at the very least,
Yeah,
they're not all bad.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying when you look at them as a whole. That's just one person who stood out to me. And being awful doesn't make you a privateer or any of the sort. But
Oh, I had been meaning to ask this, and I think I asked once and didn't get the full answer. What's the mask on the Offwiskar?
It looks like mostly just very heavy clothing.
Okay.
When you're wearing it, yeah. Like, yeah, it doesn't like look like, oh, this person's wearing riot gear or anything. It basically comes over as pretty much a heavy, like engaged balaclava almost, where like you can pull the full face mask down, but outwardly it mostly looks like heavy, somewhat reinforced, but largely soft materials.
Yeah. I think I'm not going to be going anywhere without wearing the armor for a while.
I mean, it also looks
Good.
good
I
on
mean-
you. That's just enough reason.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, it's thematically appropriate for spring, and it'll do the right job of sending a message without looking weak.
assuming you're okay with it, Phage, I'm gonna start working my way through a spring court and see if there are any problem children.
Get it done.
Okay.
But like I said previously, nobody go anywhere alone.
No, at least like I said, I'm not going to be able to do that realistically for a couple of days after at least this initial danger period has passed. I did a lot of making friends. Mary had several friends in spring, but a lot of making friends while we're getting you elected. I can just continue on that road.
Jack, do I have enough
Yeah.
experience both being a changeling and leading Los Terranos that I could give them things to look out for that wouldn't mean much to them but would be indications of problems for us?
That's difficult.
Yeah.
Most of the things that would spring for you are not going to even be visible or perceivable
Gotcha.
by the members of your gang, except for Diego. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. So they're not going to be of big help other than potentially, but again, hard to say because fetches get left behind all the time. If somebody goes missing and there's not a fetch left behind, maybe that would be about the only thing they could probably be able to keep an eye out for.
Gotcha.
But even that, if somebody goes missing, somebody has to report it.
They're going to stay on their normal, just keep the area generally safer than it would be without you duty then.
Okay.
Without giving people, people don't need to call the cops. There's a biker gang here. They'll handle it.
You can certainly try.
Hey?
One thing that's definitely on the agenda is all of us are going to need to stock up on glamour.
Yeah.
Fortunately, being the Vernal Sovereign comes with some perks. I can help most of us. Only a few times per short while, but I can provide most of us with some assistance in harvesting.
All right. So, we've got a general idea of what we need to do. Is there anything specific on the agenda, Phage?
Tomorrow, I'm going to be working the courts. I'm going to be seeing if there's any information that any of them have. I'm going to be trying to talk with any of them that I can. If Winter decides to pick their heads out of their asses, they're on the menu. But if not, I'm going to be trying to talk as much as I can with Autumn in particular, because I've already spoken with the leaders of Summer tonight. But beyond that, stock up, everyone, get your glamour. Don't go anywhere alone.
We can't afford, we have to be careful that we cannot afford to estrange Winter even further.
No, there's a reason I didn't make any mention of them in anything going on last night. I am not going to call them out on their bullshit, but I'm also not going to let them think that I cared about it.
Right.
But it's also an olive branch. I'm going to move on past it, and if they want to move on, they're welcome to as well.
How is that an olive branch?
When you fuck with the new sovereign, the first thing you should expect from them is retribution, and I'm not doing that.
That's not an olive branch.
is-
That's not using a stick.
There is a middle line between those.
But I'm also sending out an emissary to try and get conversations started with them.
Ooh.
Hopefully that'll work, and I'll be able to maybe get some things moving. But that's up to them. They could just hide for all they want.
Who do you have as an emissary to Winter?
I pull up my notes 1 second.
Just so we know to keep an eye out for someone going missing.
Your winter emissary is Sonata.
Sonata, yes.
Who's that?
Sonata is
The
a spring
IWGP
courtier.
World Heavyweight Champion.
She's a member of the Lexington Whispers, Motley. She's a swimmer skin beast. Kind of a looks got a little bit of a water-based mammal kind of vibe to her, somewhat beaverish, otterish. But apparently knows some people in Winter and has at least a marginal reputation as somebody who helps out and networks well with them.
Hopefully Sonata will be able to open some doors and get some conversations started. And for reference, because please keep an eye out for them when they show up, Akujin, Sammy Blossoms is going to be my emissary towards Summer.
I mean, I'm not really, like, folks know me, but I'm not in a leadership role amongst the
Yeah.
Summer Court, so
But still, keep an eye out for them. Make sure they don't get into any trouble.
sure.
And Alethea Mask is going to be reaching out to Autumn. If I can ask the same of you, Barnaby.
Oh, to keep an eye out for Alethea?
Yeah, just
Yeah, no, she's good people. Almost creepy enough to belong, honestly.
But I don't want to be coming up with every plan. Please, if anyone else has things they need to go with, let me know if you've got goals or plans that need to get done. I'm going to be working political angles for a while.
No, I've told you all my plan.
I need to figure out what all of this means for me. It's obvious there's a role I need to play, and I need to figure out what that is.
Don't know how to be of any help.
Don't worry.
I mean, you've already been
Yeah.
to start.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be checking in on folks, keeping an eye out on if we're pairing up, then I imagine Megan and since you're gonna be talking with folks around the Spring Court, you and Phage probably gonna be hanging out together a lot. If people are looking into secrets and mysteries, Lark and Liz probably. So Alana, if you want to hang out with me, get to know the Keyhold, considering I'll be roaming around, talking to people, making sure people are doing all right.
I'm actually gonna need to be away from Phage a lot of the time. So I'm trying to get information in the Spring Court about people who might not be loyal to us. It's probably not a good idea to be asking these questions with the regent around.
Yeah, we do kind of have several, at least one job that's not good to be done while you're in a pair.
That's fine. There's a different. Again, I'm not going to be doing most of that stuff until I'm going to give it a couple days. By that time, I think we should probably be able to at least spend some time where we're not, Phage being the exception, where we don't have to be in somebody's presence all the time. And I have thoughts about how I might be able to get in besides the things that the work I did in the last several weeks. And Alana, you might be able to help with that.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Because you're someone who's new to the Freehold, who's a new escapee. Thus, somebody who
People will have their guard down around me.
people are going to have their guard down around you. They're going to be underestimating you. They're going to be thinking perhaps you aren't the most. They're going to be wondering about your loyalty. We can use that.
Speaking of guard, though, Barnaby weighs in and gazes directly at Alana. Liz and Lark are part of my court. And what I saw tonight, you're going to need their help. Because if this is the sort of shit that's hitting the fan this season, admittedly, Autumn is at its lowest point right now, but newbie here, you are going to need to learn to manage that fear. and they can help you with that.
Yeah, you don't seem like the kind of person to rage against the machine, so I don't know if I can help at all.
Well, when it comes to learning to channel her anger, and he points a thumb at Akujin.
I don't think I've hit anger yet. So
Oh, don't worry, you'll get there.
All right, well, I'm going to step and start beating the shadows a little bit to get all this up and moving.
Stay safe out there.
I'm fairly safe most of the time. And we'll keep an eye out for Alethea. We'll use her as our primary avenue of info, unless we run into any of y'all direct.
Mm-hmm.
And some of your rangers might be interested in the squires. Does any that seem like they might be the type, send them my way. I'll shoot you a text.
Sounds good. We'll keep an eye out for that.
I'll just go ahead and text him the basic tenets of the squires, so that
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And
because I think the person
Barnaby
whose sword
will-
I inherited was a ranger. So
Barnaby will say goodbye to Lark specifically. Is there anything you have for him before he exits this scene?
No, Lark,
Okay.
Lark will just tell him to be safe.
I'll keep an eye out. Remember, it's not paranoid when they're actually out there, okay? And then there's one scene that needs to happen before we take our break for this evening. So, across the city, a little bit south and a little bit east of where you guys are all located, there's the tap, tap, tap of a pair of reasonably sensible heels across pavement. But matching them is the step, step, step of a pair of sneakers behind. And looking over her shoulder, a middle-aged woman sees a dark figure following 30, 50 feet behind and picks up her pace. She fumbles for her phone, realizing the danger she's in as she tries to hurry into a better lit area. But the lights behind her flicker and begin to die, a testament to weakened infrastructure and inconvenient utilities here in the city of Baltimore. The panic begins to step in as those steps behind her match her speed. Her voice sort of trembles under her breath as she begins nervously talking to herself. Better call emergency. She manages to finally get the phone out of her purse as those footsteps get a little closer, a little faster. And the individual behind her reaches for something in a hoodie pocket. She ducks into an alley, trying to dial 911 on her phone as she hears the steps coming closer, about ready to cross into a line of visibility to where she is, fleeing down this back passageway in the streets of Baltimore, the tension and danger high in her mind. Fuck, I need help. And a voice out of a shadow nearby. Help is here. There's a crack of something falling to pavement. And a would-be mugger steps into the alleyway, looking around, and sees a cell phone with a cracked screen and hears 911, what's your emergency? Coming over the line. In an otherwise empty alleyway. The faint smell of a wilder, less tamed environment fading into the night winds. And that's where we're going to break.
Please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. back. A dinosaur story.
A dinosaur story.
A Macaulay story.
A Macaulay
Yeah.
story. My favorite kind of story. When do we
There
get
we
to do
That's
that
a
one?
that's a campaign title.
welcome to
Back.
Macaulay the Changeling reads We're Back, a World of Darkness Chronicle.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can
so
I'm
appreciate
imagining like a time traveling
So-
sort of mystery
this
situation.
is completely sidebar. I'm playing a solitaire game on my phone that has redealt me the exact same unsolvable deal 4 times now.
You need to solve it before you're allowed to pass.
Right? You're going to be stuck in this time loop for a while, it
Yeah.
sounds like, Sen. So we return, though, to the winding down motley discussion of the unlikely in Lark's mansion as people begin wrapping up for the evening, given that most of you have been awake for going on at least 18 to 20 hours by this point. And that late night fatigue, for those of you that even as changelings have 30-year-old or better bodies, is starting to set in.
Is Alana staying at Lark's tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, people are headed out. Lark will grab Liz.
Oh,
Do you have a minute?
yes.
How have you been?
Fine. How have you been?
Alive.
The small talk begins.
Good. I'm gonna ask Akajin to take me back. She turns to leave.
Liz, I think we need to talk.
About
some-
what?
There's obviously something between us. Not like that.
Looks
John.
down at floor.
What the fuck did I miss? Hang on.
Not like that, John.
No, don't explain it yet. Let him keep going with this.
Now, hang on. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah,
Hold up, let him cook.
yeah.
Do you have a problem with me?
No.
Okay.
Wits and empathy. Mara, either presence and expression or manipulation subterfuge for less.
Patiently
Or
wait to see
successes.
which roll is.
Yeah, I gotta decide.
I was going to say, you can roll them both.
Sure.
If you don't know.
I'll start with this one. They're both like, she's equally bad at, what was the other? It was subterfuge, and what was the other one?
It'd be manipulation subterfuge or presence and expression.
Yeah, we'll do this one because it's worse, and I find that funny too. She's not super good at lying. I mean, she's like, she seems genuine about the, I guess I'll do the other one too, just in case. Presence and expression. I'm much better at that.
Are you, though?
Somehow worse. Yeah. I mean, she's awkward. She's an awkward, weird person. And she has been uncomfortable since being in like this whole conversation. She's been looking around.
Mhm.
She's been, she seems genuine about the like surprised, genuinely surprised that you have noticed. And genuinely like not like it's not with you, basically.
Like, what do you mean not with?
Not with
her?
you, it's like she is uncomfortable being here because there is
Okay.
the fact that this was this
Mm-hmm. It was Adele's place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you feel more comfortable if we talked outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. She'll step outside with her. I've just felt for a while like there's been something unsaid between us. Shut up, son.
Didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything either. Preemptively.
Terrible. Terrible.
I'm not the one using fucking rom-com dialogue right now, okay?
My gosh.
It's not even rom-com. It is specifically the ship talk used in supernatural TV shows.
Yeah. There's been something between us for a while now.
Like it could not be more appropriate to the situation.
I don't say lots of things and say things badly. So
Okay. Is there something you need to say to me or ask me?
I love you.
Because shut up.
I do, but I have to say it in song.
I miss her a lot.
So do I. Is that all it is?
No.
Okay.
Miss all of them. And I don't want to miss you.
You think I'm going to die?
Don't want to close my eyes.
God damn it.
I want to fall asleep.
Let these people have their scene, goddamn it,
Sorry.
Sen.
I can't help it.
Mute yourself then.
Or go away. Like Gail.
I mean, I'd be lying if I said, the thought hadn't crossed my mind. But first of all, I'm not going anywhere. If I were, it wouldn't be like Gail. I wouldn't just leave to go to another motley. I'd be gone. And I know that doesn't sound any better, but
No, it makes sense. I thought about walking into the hedge.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't go that direction. But yeah. I've said before, I'm not going to run again. So I'm here. And I can promise you I'm not going anywhere. At least not until we figure all of this out that's happening right now.
Glad you believe that.
Do you not?
I do not think Adele thought she was going. So
Okay. Are we good though?
yeah. I love you. And she will give you a hug.
Lark will hug her back.
With that last comment about Adele, Holly, should Liz be making a wits and empathy roll?
Liz, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because Lark's barely holding it together right now.
Okay. It's an empathy.
And you can make a manipulation and subterfuge with as many penalties as you feel are appropriate there for.
No
record, that is an
successes.
Untrue statement. Adele 100% knew that she was dying at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Liz
Absolutely knew.
Well, actually, hang on a second. Let me check one thing.
2 successes.
Two
Beautiful.
successes.
Beautiful.
Okay. No, there you go then.
I noticed nothing.
Nope.
That said, Lark walks in the house and just crumples.
Where does she go?
She barely makes it through the door. She walks back into the house.
Okay.
And in the entryway, she just crumples into tears.
So quick thing.
Let's say I should ask whether
Megan-
that's in front of literally everyone else.
Yeah, Megan definitely would not have left yet because she was going to ask if she can stay here since she lives alone in an apartment. She doesn't have to be here to sing. You can 100% have your breakdown solo if you want. But
No, but yeah, Lark would have said yeah, she could stay there. Yeah. Well, like Lark grabbed Liz as she was leaving, so I don't know
Right.
who else is gone at this point.
Mm-hmm.
so two of us
I'll
are
leave
in
that up to
house
the
at
players.
least.
Does
Yeah.
anybody feel it would be narratively appropriate?
I don't think Liz is. I think Liz stayed outside.
Right. Okay. So Liz
Uh-huh.
isn't.
I would not be opposed to Megan seeing that, but
I
that's-
forget.
Again, this is entirely up to Lark. 'Cause
I forget.
No, that's fine.
I
That's,
forget how the
that's fine.
thing. I forget how the conversation started. Did Lark pull Liz outside?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Then
Yeah,
Alcogen's
'cause-
probably still inside as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Lark.
Come over, just sort of kneel down next to you, but I don't stop you, just put a hand on your shoulder.
Lark will brush her off.
Okay.
And realizing there are people still in here,
Yeah.
she will run upstairs to her room.
You guys hear feet on a carpeted staircase and then the slam of a door.
All right.
You ever realize you fucked up just by existing?
More than once.
Liz didn't come back inside. I'm gonna go make sure she's not frozen. So I'm gonna grab my sword and walk out.
Hi.
Where's Liz?
Just sitting on the outside
sitting there.
stoop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Liz, roll weird.
Okay. Just weird.
W-E-I-R-D,
weird.
not W-I-R-D.
Yeah. Let me get rid of my other things. Weird.
How weird is Loch Ness?
4 successes.
Holy shit. Look at them. Look at them tens.
4 successes on 3 dice.
I have a skill.
Akujin sits down and asks that, and you hear a faint noise. The porch light above you, the bulb there, draws your gaze for just a moment as it transforms into a large fish eye that blinks at you once and then freezes over with kind of a crackling sound. A coating of ice over it. And you blink and it's back to just a light bulb again.
Can you touch that? I point at the light bulb.
I look up at the light bulb.
You have to, it's like one of those little like lantern casings around it, so you have to like pull open the little glass door if you want, but you can if you want to.
Yeah, I'll stand up and reach up and just tap it.
Is it cold?
Does it feel cold?
Nope, it's warm like a light bulb.
Not particularly, no.
Oh, okay.
You all right?
She edges away out of line of sight of the light bulb.
Look up at the light bulb, look back at Liz.
Can you drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you drive to 2218 Kentucky Avenue?
Do you want me to get butterflies?
Fits. Yeah.
And yes, I can. I stick my head in the house. Butterfly.
Pajamas.
You want to come with Liz?
Okay.
Stick my head back out. Close the door.
Butterfly comes out. There's no bedrooms here.
There are 5.
Those are just rooms.
They have beds in them.
Doesn't count.
All right, let's get in the Jeep.
Sleep time.
Soon.
Not sleep time.
Not yet.
What's that address?
Damn it.
A house.
All right. Just vague answers. I guess I ask no more questions. Gets in the Jeep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You guys after you guys head off. Wait, I'm assuming you're going home.
Yeah.
Just text once you get home.
Will do.
There's already 2 of you, so you're good. Just let us know.
Yeah. We'll be safe and we'll let you know when we get there.
All right. Happy Coronation Day.
Yeah. May there be many more days to come.
Word.
Paige and Paige will head home.
Okay.
And I am driving Liz and Butterfly to whatever that address was.
Yeah, that's Liz's former house.
Yep.
I was gonna say that just leaves Alana and Megan just sort of awkwardly downstairs, correct?
Pretty much.
I'm gonna get a drink.
I mean,
You want a
Casper's there
drink?
too, so it's not that awkward.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'll make a drink. Couple drinks.
Okay. Adele has only been dead for 2 months. There's still lots of alcohol in the house.
Yep.
So you're able to get a drink made without any trouble whatsoever. Hakujin, you drive through dark Baltimore streets, making turn after turn, and eventually get to the address that Liz had asked you for. Liz, what are you looking for here?
So Liz is like just one, she's really wanted to visit and actually go inside at some point, but Megan didn't let her the one time, so she's been obsessing about it since then, of course. Two, it's got an 8 in it, so now that's a whole thing. There's also the doppelganger situation, so she's basically looking to see if anything's out of the ordinary looking as we drive by.
Okay, so you're just driving past.
Yes, initially.
Okay. Give me a wits and composure.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye out too, just because, in case whatever Liz is looking for is less visible than somebody coming at us with a knife.
4 successes for me.
4 successes. So you drive kind of slowly by. It's a very narrow street with like parking. There, people do street parking on one side, which means now it's just one lane effectively. And so you slowly pull past 2218 Kentucky. And looking in, it's like 3 a.m. at this point. All of the lights are largely out. There's a couple like very low ambient, the sort of, hey, we leave these on 24/7, probably like a faint one in the in one area. And the house seems empty. There's anybody who's in there is probably very much asleep. There is a it does have its own little like sort of driveway area, and there's a small just a basic commuter vehicle parked there. With 4 successes, you're driving past and you can sort of see a couple of those small ambient lights from various angles. And there's that big picture window out the front. And there's a little bit of a backlit glow on the interior there. And as you drive past, there's this point where sort of the structure of the house, you can kind of see through a big doorway into the living room through one window. And then that goes out of sight and there's a block, and then there's the big picture window. As you're approaching, the living room is obviously empty with just like one of those tiny little corners table lamps. And then as you move past, there is suddenly a faint silhouette standing in the window.
Okay.
And then as you go and kind of look back through the next side window at the corner, on the far corner of the house, the living room is empty again, best you can tell.
Stop.
I will. Am I in a place where I can stop?
Oh yeah, no, there's still like some street parking open spaces available on this stretch.
I'll pull into a parking spot.
You're like, 20 yards down from the house at this point. So, you're about 3 lots down, but, you pull off to the side.
I saw, and she just gets out of the car. And almost as soon as
reach over, sort of grab you by the shoulder and pull, and like try to keep you from getting out of the car. What did you see?
A silhouette. Someone's in there.
Yeah, it's a house.
They asleep. They should be asleep.
We're not asleep.
No, we're not.
Right, Liz, I'm not opposed to you investigating this, but I need you to tell me what the fuck's going on. Because there's already weird shit happening, and I really don't want to go into a situation with no information.
This is my house.
Okay.
Before, and they still live here. Adele found information, and there's this, and there have been doppelgangers, copies, more of them, all over the city.
Copies of who?
People seeing copies of themselves. The thing that came out of the mirror.
Jack.
Yeah.
Is any of this making sense to Akujin?
I think Akajin was made aware of Liss's encounter on the day that they went and met Gracie's dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where she snuck in the backyard, looked through the bathroom window, her reflection climbed out of the bathroom mirror and jumped out the window at her.
Yeah.
And then a fake one of her showed up in the vehicle that everybody else who was out front saw. And then Liz came around the corner and the doppelganger was gone.
Yeah.
Okay. And have I heard of?
And as
other
far as we
instances?
know, the character that Mara has been playing since that date is the actual Liz, as far as we know.
Have I heard of any other instances that happened to other people throughout the city?
You haven't? No.
Okay. All right. So you think they're a doppelganger? You think that whatever's related to those doppelgangers, or at least yours, is in there now?
Maybe. I have to check.
Jack, who has the cuckoo key?
I don't know. Is it in who's got that in their handout?
Nero had it originally. I don't know if anyone retrieved
I
it off
don't think
his
anyone
corpse.
else ever got it.
I was gonna say I don't know if it. I don't think it. Yeah, no, that might still be in your inventory, but I think that was left on Nero's corpse. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So here, let's clean that up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wait a minute, are you saying that
This group
no
left some
film
magic items
team
behind?
left something behind on a body that could be very useful in the
Yeah.
future?
Yeah, they did.
The hell you say?
So Ocean,
It's almost like sometimes people respect the dead.
fuck that noise. He looks over at the house.
That's a poor choice.
How isolated is this? Like a row house? Is this like a
This is more of like an actual like kind of a street houses. They're not like row houses where they're actually built into each other. There's space on either side.
Okay. How
Yeah.
Can I just do a very general like casing of the joint as to how likely it is that Liz is going to get the cops called on us?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a wits and composure. Let's say.
Two successes.
2 successes. If she's quiet, she'll probably be okay. It is dark and a quiet street. So as long as people don't kick over trash cans or break windows or anything, there's every chance you could sneak up, take a peek, sneak away, and everything would be fine.
All right. We'll go take a look. Don't run in on your own. Come back to me immediately if something spooks you.
I'm going to.
Yes, please. And I'll let go. And I'm going to... I'm not stealthy. So I am going to turn the car off. Pull out a cigar. And find a place to post up where I can smoke without being as obtrusive as I would be just standing on the side of the road.
Excellent.
Find a lamppost to lean against.
No, not that. Because that's lit.
Yeah, but it's also the place where someone stands outside to smoke if they're going to be smoking at night.
Oh my God, Butterfly.
Beautiful.
So Butterfly's just kind of humming to herself and wandering alongside you.
Okay. Too loud. It's too loud.
Huh? What? Kesha makes everybody quieter.
I like the butterfly does to Liz what Liz does to everyone else.
Right?
Yeah, that's the point.
She's the girl in the music box.
I love the butterfly was humming a Kesha tune.
For the record, the person in the music box is clearly Lindsay Sterling. If you've ever seen the Shatter Me video, so
Yeah. Liz is also going to try and be pretty quiet.
Okay,
make a
go
dex-
ahead and give me
dex-
dexterity and stealth.
Okay. Stealth. Four successes.
Okay, so you, dead silent, swan up to, are you going to the big picture window, the side window, which was the last one you passed and saw? Where are you headed?
The side of the building, not
Okay.
the front.
All right.
It's too open.
And you peek up there. Go ahead and give me a wits and composure.
A success.
Pop up and look in and kind of have to peer past your own reflection, in the window.
Mm-hmm.
Living room looks empty.
Okay. I'm gonna go around to the front and check, basically going around the building and checking all the windows.
Okay. So you push back and start to scoot around to the front. And your reflection doesn't move with you. It's murky. Like if you've ever seen your own reflection in a darkened window.
Yeah.
It's not clear. It's not by any means like a mirror or anything. It just stays there motionless for a moment, and then you see something shift in the facial structure. Give me a wits and empathy -2.
Okay. No successes.
Something twists, and then you see a smile break out on your reflection's face, and it widens, and it widens. And the corners of the mouth reach the corners of the eyes and continue to extend. The teeth inside are wide and needle-like and sharp. Still murky, still transparent. And it throws its head back and begins to laugh. There's no sound. What's Liz doing?
I'm gonna whisper urgently at Butterfly, get Akujin, and is going to try and open the door. Do I need to use glamour for that? Shoot. Let me look at this. I think so. The provisioner's vest of many pockets. It doesn't say what the
Oh yeah, Nero's old vest.
is. Yeah,
You took the vest off my course, but not the key.
I did. Yeah,
Actually, Nero would have kept the key in the pockets of the vest. I don't know if that matters though.
Then do I have it?
I will let you roll me a d10. If you get a success, it hasn't been lost to the hedge at some point.
Okay. D10. No.
Nope, the key is gone. The key is no longer there.
I don't know what the cost is. I think it's probably like a glamour. This is usually how that stuff works, right?
So to activate the provisioner's vest, you would have to either spend a glamour or roll weird.
Okay, I'm gonna roll weird because I don't have any glamour. Let's get rid of the other ones on this roll. Empathy. I have no empathy right now. I just have weird. Okay.
Meanwhile, Akujin, Butterfly scurries up to you. Yeah, no, you try and reach out for the magic of the vest, and the vest is quiet. You can't pull anything out of it. Or
it does say,
you can use the catch.
I would like to use the catch.
Okay. So you will be what tool are you trying to pull out?
I'm trying to pull out lockpicks.
Okay. You can make so you pull out some lockpicks. Akajin, Butterfly dashes up to you. My girlfriend needs help.
I drop the cigar onto the ground, stomp it out, and start walking after.
She wanders behind you. Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young.
Oh God.
I mean, that was the one that was specifically the one that was going through my head. So
Yeah.
for validating my
Beautiful.
headcanon.
You're welcome. Meanwhile, Liz, you're at the front door, I assume.
Yeah. Oh no. You had said this was the side. I hadn't quite managed to get all the way around the front, I thought. When
That's what you saw, yeah. But the door, you can either go to the back door or the front door, because you said you were trying to get through a door, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, front door.
Okay. So yeah, you sneak up onto the porch. You can give me a dexterity and larceny -2, because you have to use these tools in your non-dominant hand.
Yeah. Dexterity and larceny. -2. Yeah, all of my things are wrong. I have no clever. This is terrible. It's gonna go great. -2. A success.
A success. You managed to at least get it inside and are starting to scrape around and try and pop a tumbler through. This is a 4-success door.
Okay, got it.
Akajin, you come around the corner and start walking up, and you see Liz actively trying to break into the house.
Quick glance to see if there's anything indicating someone might have seen it already.
Seen Liz yet?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me wits and composure.
3 successes.
You don't see anything that that signifies that Liz has been discovered yet. You do, however, see a sticker in the bottom of that window that signifies, hey, this place has active security.
So yeah, I'm gonna get up. So quicken my pace, get up.
One more roll there, Liz, at
And-
-2.
Try to pull Liz away from the door before she trips the
Oh,
alarm.
Yeah.
Well, if you get 3 successes on this, you're too late.
Yep.
2 successes. You're getting those last couple tumblers done.
Yeah,
It's making
yeah.
progress. This one's
As
much better.
yoink.
Right, and
Ah.
Akujin, I assume hand.
Yeah, hand and pull.
Oh, she's resisting that. For sure.
Both of you roll me strength and athletics.
She's not good at this, but she is going to resist it.
Two successes.
So yeah, you get dragged bodily off of the porch, probably.
And I was like drag you down to the sidewalk, and I just grab your head and point gently direct your head to look at where the security sticker is on the window.
Give me a wits and composure for Liz again.
If it takes too long for you to recognize what I'm pointing you at, I point at it with the other hand.
I am really excited for Liz to go, oh, good idea, and to just pick up a rock and throw it through the window.
You.
So you see
Thank you.
the sticker.
Mhm.
And then your attention is drawn to your own reflection in the window again.
Yeah. It's
As
there.
it slips out of Akujin's grip, and the head rears back, and the massive mouth opens and just bites down and begins chewing through his neck.
Do I see anything that's happening in that reflection?
Nope.
Yeah. Does Liz start reacting to it?
Yeah.
How are you reacting to seeing that, I guess?
She is not going forward anymore, but she is like panicking.
She's gonna scoop Liz up and start walking back towards the Jeep. Okay, what did you see?
There's this thing in there. There's the reflection. It started eating you.
Okay. I didn't
I
see
need to
anything.
go back.
I didn't see anything or feel anything.
I need to go back.
What are the odds that this is something targeting you specifically and not actually a function of the house?
I don't know. I don't know the statistics. I was
Okay.
going to check.
The house is alarmed. If you pick the lock on the door, it's going to go off, and you're going to lose any and all opportunities to get the information you're looking for.
One more wits and composure for Liz as you're being carried / hauled back to the vehicle.
Bodily carried to this point.
2.
In the house, you see an upstairs light click on because you have not been particularly quiet in your protestations on your way down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I am absolutely willing to help you, he says quietly as he picks up his pace a little bit. I'm absolutely willing to help you, but we need to do this smart. Okay.
She's not looking at you. She's trying to look behind at the house.
Yeah. Do I get to the Jeep before someone comes out of the house?
Oh, yeah. Nope.
All right. Load you and Butterfly in. Get in. Turn the car on. Start driving off.
Monster Mash.
All right.
And you guys drive away.
So if you want to break into a house, first you have to case the joint. And I'm going to start talking Liz through the steps of a heist. Because the best way in Akujin's mind to help Liz with this, if you're got to break into the house, let's break into it correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rather than just like with everything else with Liz, you're not going to stop her from wanting to do it. At least get her to do it the best way possible.
Beautiful.
Amazing. All right. Does anybody else have scenes that need to happen before everybody gets their rest for the evening?
I think that Megan is just going to essentially be on patrol of the house most of the late night into the morning.
Okay.
He will not disturb Lark. She will, if Lark doesn't ever come down, she will go up and like walk by the door, make sure there's no signs of thing bad going on inside.
Okay.
I don't think she'll knock and check. He's giving Lark her space.
Okay.
Make sure that Alana's doing okay.
How late would you have stayed up?
It will be light before. She will not be getting willpower back today. Let's put it.
Give me a resolve and stamina for Megan then.
So definitely at some point in the middle of the night, you hear Alana jolt up in bed, scream, run to the bathroom, and begin vomiting, and then just trudge back to bed to go to sleep.
Oh wait, I still
yeah,
have
you
it on
rolled that
chance.
as a chance tonight.
You did get a success.
Of course,
though.
that's where I get my
Yeah.
my
Yeah, absolutely.
Still one.
One success. All right.
I'm
Yep.
tired as
You
fuck.
are exhausted as
that's
shit,
fine.
but you managed to not accidentally fall asleep.
I am gonna wait until I get that second wind around 9 or 10, and I will just be on edge all fucking day.
Okay.
Which is fine because that works well for plans tomorrow.
All right. So everybody gets deposited at a place to rest, and with the exception of Megan, manages to get 8 hours or so.
Taking
and a
Liz and
point of
Butterfly
willpower
back
back.
to the hollow, and I'm staying in the hollow with them over the night.
Okay.
Excellent.
Sounds good. Phage and Paige head back to their apartment. Alana and Lark get a full night's rest, and everybody wakes up very late the next morning, with the exception of Megan, who's probably on her third wind right about now.
Yep. And
So-
fourth pot of coffee.
So, shortly after I got back to the Hollow, Megan got a text, and Phage did too, but she probably won't see it until she wakes up. That just says, "I'm teaching Liz how to do a heist." ...
Thumb
Talk in the morning.
thumbs up emoji.
So you send that text, or possibly get into the Hollow, think of sending the text,
Step
type
back
it out,
out.
go
Yeah.
stick your hand out the door,
Hit
hit,
the button.
send.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. All right. And we all awaken. We're gonna say it's noon tomorrow morning on the next day. And everybody's awake. And yeah, Megan, who has not slept all night, is jittery as fuck, but conscious and moving. All right.
Absolutely.
As long as you keep moving, you won't pass out.
Correct.
That's how it works.
Factually accurate.
I've done it before. I know.
Yep. All right. There had been some talk of taking Alana to see the Hollow, which would definitely be something you guys could do first thing. Is there any other priorities that people would be attending to in the early parts of the day?
So once I get a reaction from Phage, I'm going to call Phage.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Phage,
Phage
you
wakes
awaken
up
to that text.
Yeah, Phage wakes up in the morning, starts putting on the Aufwachgar, looks at their phone and sees that and is like, "What the hell?" And types that "what the hell?" question mark into
And
the text.
I'll be like in the actual like crack house proper, just like making food and smoking as I normally am. And then once I see the response, call.
I feel like before that call comes in, because it was to both of us,
Yeah,
there's a
absolutely.
disturbingly quick response of, "It's probably fine."
Yeah, call Phage.
She'll pick it up.
Good morning.
Hey, morning. What the hell?
So, Liz is being haunted by the house she used to live in, and is bound and determined to break into it to find out what's going on. I figured the best
okay.
way to keep her from getting in jail was to teach her how to do it properly.
All right.
I'll give you the address, and then just like, could you, while I'm distracting Liz with information about how to properly plan a heist, could you get some information on that house for me?
Yeah, I'll see who I can ask about it.
Mystical information, if possible. Liz was going on about doppelgangers, and
Well, I was gonna be talking probably with Autumn Court and maybe Winter Court to show their fucking faces. So I'll see if anyone from there knows anything.
yeah, Liz was talking about doppelgangers, and also apparently her reflection startled her several times by acting weird. It tried to eat me, which was impressive now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see a
Fuck.
thing. I
Okay.
didn't see
Well,
a thing. I
that
didn't
gets
see
put
a
on the
thing.
agenda for today.
Yeah, to be clear, I didn't see a thing. So I don't know if it's just something targeting Liz and using the house as a vector, or if it is something about the house itself.
Could always be both.
Yeah. But she's at the Hollow right now with Butterfly, and I'm here too, so we'll be here.
All right. What day of the week is it?
Right about now,
Florb's Day.
I was gonna say it's.
My question is, does Paige have to go into work today?
Yes, she's gone by the time you wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm waiting on a call from Coffin about the building, so I'm not doing much other than keeping an eye on Liz.
Mm.
Let me know.
All right. I'll probably be heading to the commons to see if there's any information to be had. So, and theoretically, with the common security staff there, it should be relatively safe. So,
Yep.
all right.
Okay.
Talk to you later. Click.
Meanwhile, at Lark's place.
Mhm. Coffee is out for everybody. Megan has changed into workout clothes. And she's just waiting for everybody to come down.
Okay. So everybody
I'll-
eventually wakens and comes down. Julia?
Yep.
Alana will come down, grab a mug of coffee, grab an apple, cut it in half, put the other half in the fridge, and then just sit and eat breakfast. What's on the agenda today?
That's a good question. It depends on what you guys have planned.
Which is what Lark over here is coming down the stairs, probably.
Lark comes down, smiling, completely different from last night. Good morning.
Morning.
Hello, Mrs. Hyde.
Hey, sweetie. And just sort of look at Megan.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm wired and tired at the same time.
Did
It's
you
fine.
sleep?
What time?
Of course not. I will relax. I'm not turning this into a habit.
Okay.
I'm good.
One might say she'll be breaking the habit tonight.
Hey,
Look, I just
I'll
did
be
cocaine
breaking
the
the habit
once.
if-
I'm not going to be making this into a habit.
listen, I have no room to talk. I didn't sleep for 10 years.
Fair. What's the plan for today? Because you guys don't have plans, I have ideas. But
I'd like to see the hollow.
okay. That's definitely something we can do, I think.
We should probably contact Liz. I think she was gonna help.
All right.
I mean, good news for Megan. You know that Liz is largely to be found in the hollow these days.
Yeah. Go there. Also, apparently, the Ocugen's teaching Liz how to heist things. So,
It just sounds like a normal day for Liz.
right, exactly. Like, I would be concerned if it was anybody else, but like,
I'm sure it's fine if Akagen says it is.
I'm sure it's for the best, whatever it is.
Don't trust my judgment.
It may not be fine.
I have
But
a 1 dot
It
intelligence.
is trying to divert things in the right direction. Also, we'll probably be asking about it later, let's be honest.
Is Liz's current favorite person?
They're going to teach you to do crimes, yes.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah, for
teaching
sure.
Liz how to drive and do crimes.
Exactly.
Sometimes both at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, Liz doesn't have a license. It is both at the same time.
Well,
right.
shit. I'm gonna need to stop by words. Where we were last night.
The
The
commons.
night gallery?
Yes, thank you. Night gallery. I haven't slept. I'm gonna need to stop by there. My not right away, but my bike's there still.
I can drive you over there.
All right.
Do
But
not,
first,
do not let Megan drive her bike like this. That's a
Won't be
bad
the first
idea.
but first, hollow. At some point, I'm dead serious about helping both of you, and probably Oxygen doesn't need the help, and Faith probably doesn't need the help. I'm going to be honest.
With what?
Defend yourself a little bit better. Fight starts.
That's fair, but you're sleeping first.
I'm not doing it now. No, I'm not going to
No,
teach you
but
how
I
to
mean
use.
before.
Yeah, no, I'm not teaching you. I'm not helping you learn how to use deadly weapons when I haven't slept.
I mean,
There
I've
are
never
many fight coordinators I've worked with who would probably beat me senseless if I even thought about it.
I mean, I've never shot a gun, but I did have a red sash in Kung Fu.
That is a wonderful start, and that makes sense now that I think about it.
My parents
Because
wanted me to be well-rounded.
Guns are going to be great, but there's going to be times we don't have a gun, or we're out of bullets, or you can't use a gun. So, because I know that's pretty much what Megan worked with Lark on last season, if I remember correctly, was guns.
Oh no, Lark knew how to use a gun.
Okay,
no,
this
it
was
was-
no.
yeah, no, it was-
You worked more
it was hand to
brawl
hand,
with
okay.
her.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay.
We're moving to weapons now.
All right. So the three of you, I presume, all together, run over to the crack house.
Yep.
Has Liz come out of the hollow yet this morning, or is she just still on the hedge side?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. She's come out.
All right.
And
So
we're
yeah.
all very proud of her.
So you guys go inside. Megan, you are pleased to see that there are no longer any
It is literally a
layabouts
closet.
hanging around the porch steps Eddie
good.
this morning.
They were
And
convinced to go.
they were encouraged to find a different place of repose.
Good.
You guys go inside. Butterfly has not come out of the hollow yet this morning. She's been puttering around and playing with the things, and gathering small blooms and that sort of thing. She sort of decorated a little bit that frozen glass-like surface under which Mira's corpse is still seated.
Mhm. Yeah. Yep. Totally normal.
Right, yeah.
Right,
Could-
we have that in the hollow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, these three show
Because
up.
we are well-adjusted individuals.
When you open the door, there's the smell of eggs and bacon coming from the kitchen.
Yep.
Hi.
Oh.
Stop. So who you robbing?
What?
Who you robbing?
No one. The house is there's saw a thing in the window and I need to check.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You should tell them the whole story, Liz. It's going to require a full crew.
Should I wait? Looks around because Phage is not here.
We'll tell Phage. Actually, the less we tell Phage, the better.
I mean,
she's got a lot on her plate. Oh,
why are we doing something to violate freehold laws?
No,
but Phage doesn't really need to be distracted right now.
it's not happening at the comments.
Megan just sets her phone down and starts recording. I'm gonna need this later to remember.
Liz pulls out her phone and will actually send a text. I think I have Tag's number because that's how I got in touch with him at some point. Yeah. I just sent him I have a question about a couple names. If there's a time that works for me to do apprentice things. Smiley face. And then just sends that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So that goes whoosh out into the ether.
Won't wait for a reply.
That's good because he spends most of his time in his library, which is in a hollow, which means he does not get cell reception in there.
We are very similar. 2218 Kentucky Ave 8, and I thought maybe and also the doppelganger that came after me and in the car, was worried about it. If don't think it's connected to gestures at Lark's head. But I wanted to check. It's where I lived there before, and I had wanted to go there for a while, but then I wasn't sure, but then I am worried about them. I wanted to check, so I asked Akujin to drive past there and saw a silhouette in the front window. Went up to the side, looked in, and it smiled at me, and it does not look good.
Okay, the silhouette smiled at you.
Yeah.
What did it look like?
A lot of teeth. Too many teeth.
And whatever it was, Liz is the only one that could see it.
And when Akujin came up, because I was trying to break in and there's an alarm on the door, it bit his neck.
In the reflection, I didn't actually.
So I didn't go in. And he's
no neck pain this morning, anything
nope
like that? All right.
He slept in the hollow.
As you say hollow, you hear the creak of a door and a series of footsteps coming downstairs. And Butterfly runs in the room. Hi!
Hi.
Hey, Butterfly.
Points it with both fingers at Alana. Dancer! You want to come see our room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Grabs you by the hand and drags you up the stairs.
She will look at Lark.
Lark's coming with, yes.
Okay. Butterfly runs upstairs. Alana, you see her stop at a doorway. And there is a kind of one of those kind of like pull chains that will sometimes hang from like a light bulb. There's one of those kind of stapled into the door frame, and there's a set of nail clippers hanging from it. She clips off part of a fingernail and jams it through a little crack, and there's just this creak, and you can feel the weird flex in front of you.
Weird flex, but okay.
There you go. She throws the door open, and it leads into a open room that honestly looks like the inside of a big hollowed out tree. There's heavy needle coverage in place of a carpet, almost like a Middle Ages era, floor of rushes, but it's all pine needles and that sort of thing. And you can smell the hedge coming in as the portal opened, and she trots right inside.
Do I have to do the
door's standing open in front of you, and you can it's actively an open active gateway.
She just very slowly slinks through.
Okay, go ahead and roll me weird for Alana.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Is anybody else besides Lark coming along?
I think Liz is actually staying outside to keep talking about the situation.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to this thing right
Fair
now.
enough.
I am single-mindedly focused right now for reasons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. You step inside. The first thing that dominates this space is a about 6 foot long oblong of an icy looking surface, and you can feel the temperature drop a couple degrees as you get close to it, like it is actually cold frozen ice. And there's a dead changeling underneath, about
Just
8 inches
take
down.
a couple steps back.
I forgot about that.
That's Mira.
Yeah, they didn't want to bury her, and it's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Butterfly.
There's just a corpse in ice under our
Butterfly
floor.
kind of just reaches over and kind of pats the surface of the ice, like they're there.
Listen, if it worked for Frankenfurter, it can work for us.
It didn't work for Frankenfurter.
So Alana
I mean,
will
it did until
do.
it got pissed and flipped the table.
Alana will do a couple laps around, just sort of taking everything in, and then
Mhm.
see the exit into the hedge.
Yeah, so there's like a little bit of a balcony sort of exterior with what looks like a woven together out of natural fibers and plant material, a lift that sort of reaches down, and then if you step outside, you'll see that, yeah, you're about 20 or 30 feet off the floor of the hedge.
How do we go down?
Butterfly looks at Lark.
How do we go? Lark hasn't been in, and I, player, have not been in this in a really long time.
Yeah, so there's basically a little elevator outside that you
Okay.
can show Alana how it operates if you want, that you've used
Okay.
a number of times before.
Yeah, here, she'll take you to the elevator.
I think
Okay.
Phage is normally the one who operates it because it's a hand crank and it's a little heavy.
Yep, but there's a gear crank on it a little bit. Both as you step out there, Lark, both you and Alana give me wits and composure.
One success.
One success.
So you step out onto the balcony, and almost at the same moment, you become aware of a presence. Something else is out here. And there's a faint sort of rumbling, gurgling sound. And Lark and Alana, you both turn around, and there is a fully from nose to tail 15-foot quadrupedal reptilian figure, claws dug into the bark, long forked tongue darting out, perched on the outside of the tree, just above the entry. The massive reptilian yellow eyes blink one after another, and the mouth opens again with that dark forked tongue flickering out to catch a scent. Massive needle-like teeth. Alana, what's this thing's name?
Sprinkles?
And it starts to scuttle down and just sort of bunts its head up against Alana.
What is this?
This might as well be my best friend. They helped me get out.
All right.
Hold on. She will just sort of grab the head and loop up onto the back.
And suddenly you notice, which you had not before, Lark. This thing literally has like a bit in its mouth and a heavy leather set of reins and a saddle mounted behind it that's sort of woven in and tied to this thing's torso.
She'll extend the hand out.
Okay. Not the weirdest thing I've ever done. And she'll get on it.
You climb up. Alana, go ahead and give me a manipulation and animal ken +3.
Okay.
Love it. Delightful.
3 successes.
3 successes. The reptile begins to run in a spiraling pattern up the trunk of this tree, headed for the upper branches. Lark, you feel yourself shifting from side to side. This thing manages to adjust its weight so that even though you're sort of hanging sideways, there's always just enough of the saddle tilted to the outside that you can sort of catch yourself and maintain your position as long as you lean in towards the trunk as it's making its way. But begins to climb. Up, probably about 40 or 50 feet, and then runs out on a broad branch, and you can just see the springtime hedge spreading out in front of you. Meanwhile, back in the kitchen.
Yep.
Where's this discussion going next?
I updated Phage on that this situation is present.
All right.
And asked her if she could just check and see if anyone knows anything about what this might be. So,
All right.
like, Phage is in the loop, just doesn't
Good,
really need to bother with the details.
No, that is absolutely fair. There is enough on Pages Play right now as it is.
But
It- I if it's she doesn't need to be bothered about it. I wanted to it feels like I doesn't feel connected beside the 8 to huntsman. But
the last time
this came out after me. If it's a thing that is going to make life in the city harder, I think it's my fault. And I want to kill it.
well, it's not your fault.
We like
Something's
killing
targeting
things.
you. If something's targeting you, it's not your fault necessarily. It's targeting you.
Right.
The last time it crawled out of a mirror at you, did anyone else see it? I know folks saw the version of you that was in the car, but the one that actually crawled out at you.
I was alone outside. So no.
Have you seen it in any other reflections?
No. But there's a lot to look at.
Yeah.
Always.
So it seems isolated to that place.
Well, the other one was a different house.
Yes.
Okay.
Gracie's.
Right.
So it might be isolated to places that have been touched by the other side. Because if it was your house before, it's been
Maybe.
touched. Just by
places where the barrier is shallow, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it hasn't happened. That hasn't happened here, I guess, though, has it?
No, but I live inside. I don't look out the windows.
I have ideas.
Okay.
The first one would be go to one of these places where it's shown up and try to get on the other side.
I need glamour before.
Yeah, I think we probably all do.
I can't do a lot.
Yeah. You should do some harvesting and then maybe try.
Yeah. If that doesn't work, then like if we go there and it's not there, or at least it's not on the other side. Process of elimination, if it's not showing up at these places because it's shallow there, Maybe it's showing up at places that are meaningful to you in some way. And it might not be on the other side. It might be paranormal activity in itself to you.
Liz, do you have a fetch? Or did you?
There was a body. It was a homicide, and they never found who did it. They thought it was my father, but they let him go, and then it was unsolved. Adele looked into it for me.
I never had one, so I'm not sure how the mechanics work, but
We fought Nero's fetch.
do they have similar interests or abilities to the people they're copying?
Go ahead and roll me intelligence and occult. Anybody who's in this
Also roll
conversation.
that with
Sure,
my
sure.
I will.
incredible
With my 2 dots.
incredible roll as we determined previously. Yes, this is a chance roll.
1 success.
3 successes.
1 success.
You're still rolling a chance die. Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
is
I
a
was-
chance roll.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because it
I
is a
got
chance roll.
I switched
There
back.
we go. I'm
Yep.
good.
Megan and Akujin, you know that largely the purpose of the fetch is to mask the fact that
Yeah.
someone is missing.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for the fetch to reflect the personality of its or originator as much as possible. Liz, you're aware that that is not always the case.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it is a drastic, dramatic change that is almost impossible to confuse at least the personality and temperament and interests of the fetch with that of the template, the original, who was captured and taken to Arcadia. Nobody really knows why. If it's a cosmic prank by the keepers occasionally, or something went wrong in the construction. The fetch usually passes themselves off pretty well, at least for a while, just because they have an impossible to perceive for mortals reflection of the person they're supposed to be impersonating, at least physically. But those questions still sometimes get asked by those who remain behind and are interacting with this fetch.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys consider those questions, we flash across the city. An ambulance. Its lights on. It's parked outside of an apartment complex. Someone has been wheeled in on a stretcher. One EMT is in the back, the other in the front, who's calling it in, kind of grumbling to himself. Goddamn lack of funding in this city. Can't even call the fire department or the cops to come out and back us up on this. Hey, General, we've got an incoming lacerations to the torso and impalement of the arm, possible landscaping incident where victim's unconscious and we're trying to manage blood pressure and vitals at this point. And then there's a scream from the back, and the EMT drops the radio and runs around just in time to see a thorned shaft of wood lurch out from the patient, who is sitting up having unstrapped themselves from the stretcher, and just jams it entirely through the upper shoulder and into the neck. There's a gout of blood that just coats and mixes the interior of the ambulance with the blood from the other previously killed EMT, who is also gurgling out their final breaths on the floor of this, as the individual pulls the thorny shaft of wood back, and it contracts into their hand a little bit. Hiding as much as they can the blood spatter from their clothes, they climb down, look around, heave that second corpse into the back, and close up the doors of the ambulance. The siren and lights still on as they were preparing to pull out. The murderer walks around to the driver's side, rolls their shoulders, gets behind the wheel, and with blood still running down the back of this vehicle, puts it in drive and takes off into the streets of Baltimore. 4. And that's where we're going to close for the evening.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.